Good afternoon, everyone. Our Honorable Minister here and other ambassadors. Just permit me to stand on the existing protocol. I'm happy to be a Nigerian. I was very happy when the Honorable Minister was speaking. I said, yes, that's my Honorable Minister. So just to add to the bio, I'm an officer with the Nigerian Air Force. I'm presently a diplomat at the embassy. So just that. Okay. Um, Nigeria is a very good country. You just heard our honorable minister. In fact, I was so happy when she was speaking. You see, it's all about meeting of the minds. I didn't know what she was going to talk about, but what I'm going to talk about, but more than what she said, is part of my paper presentation. So it goes to show that we are all the same. What she's saying is the truth, and that is how it is. Meeting of the mind. Nigeria is a country that is rich in cultural diversity. You saw when we were dancing here, we have very good music were there, food were there, name it, were there. So whatever you see on social media, I always say, if there's a small set of people doing something, that does not paint the best picture of the country. Nigeria is a good country, and I'm proud to be in Nigeria. Just by way of introduction, thank you. Okay, so I just have 20 minutes for this paper presentation, but I have the soft copy, and so I probably might not be delving into in-depth knowledge of this paper, but if you need the soft copy, I'll make it available to you. So I'll be talking on the topic. I'll be just giving some points here, from heritage to entrepreneurship, empowering Nigerian women through cultural industries. You can see our Honorable Minister have delved into some part of my work, and I'm like, that is good. It has made my work very easy. Last week, I thought of what to wear for this event. And I said, okay, this is more like a cultural setting. And I said, so I have to represent my country. So last 2 weeks, I was going through I was surfing the net, and I saw this popular fashion designer. Honorable Minister mentioned her. Her name is Vicky James. She wore something like this, just exactly like this. And I said, no, this is what I'm going to wear. So I called one or two persons in Nigeria. I said, please, I need to make this dress. I sent my measurement down, and they made this dress for me. And a lot of you have been admiring this beautiful dress. This is called Ankara. But what I'm talking about is the power of social media, the power of digital technology. I was here in Germany, and I was able to see a style back in Nigeria. I was able to get it here just within 1 week, made, if I'm perfectly made. And that is what we're talking about, digitalization. How does someone in a rural area can make something and is seen globally? That is what we're talking about. Culture. Culture refers to the shared value, the customs, traditions, and ways of life of a particular people. What is unique to them? It can be language, it can be art, it can be media. And heritage refers to the tangible and intangible aspect of culture that is passed from one generation to another generation. And it can be monuments, historical sites, cultural traditions, and customs. Cultural creative industries. They are sectors that combine the culture, the creativity, commerce, that produce innovative products and entrepreneurship, such as arts, media, design, fashion, just like what I'm wearing. In discussing cultural creative industry, awareness is key. They need to be aware. The woman in the rural area might not know that her product can go global. And that is what we're talking about. Awareness, enlightenment. That is why we're here. We keep learning. No one is an island. We keep learning to know. We keep collaborating. So awareness is key. Enlightenment is very important. Nigerian natural, cultural, and creative industry empowers women. Grounded in Peripalding cultural capital theory, they contribute to economic growth, job creation, cultural diversity and exchange, innovation and entrepreneurship, community engagement, and social cohesion. When the ambassador of Congo to Germany, when she was speaking, I was very happy because I was in Congo as a peacekeeper. I served for 1 year, 2017 to 2018. And that country is blessed. They have a lot of mineral. In fact, I did a lot of humanitarian work. I had UN recognition. I empowered over 500 women with my personal fund. And the country is rich. So sometimes what you see on social media is not really what is there. You have to go there. You have to go and see for it. I was in Congo, and it's a very blessed country. Just that sometimes people say so many things based on what they hear on social media. Cultural creative have made significant contribution from the pre-colonial era to the present. We have artisans, we have craftsmen that have created works such as textile, pottery, wood carving, and these have reflected our cultural heritage. Over the years, new influences and techniques have been recognized, and that has contributed to economic and social value. For example, in Nigeria, the creative industry has grown significantly. So in our Nollywood, the Honorable Minister mentioned it. The Honeymoon people love our Nigerian movies. Now you can stream online on YouTube. You have all of them there. They also contributed in different ways, like the music, Spotify. People now, in the olden days, we used to have tapes, we used to have CDs. But these days, nobody buys that. You just go on the media, you keep streaming, and people are making so much money, empowering people. And that's what we're talking about. We're in the digital age. There are also successful women entrepreneurs who have contributed greatly in the cultural sector in Nigeria. We have the likes of Mosu Mola Abudu. She's popularly known as Mo Abudu. She's in the media sector. When she started years back, it was interview Moments with Mo, where she interviews people. And over the years, she has grown. She set up a media firm, and now she has an academy in Lagos. And recently, she just opened one in London. She has empowered more than 500 women. And her academy is now being used to teach people, to train people on how they can make their things. And that is what we're talking about, women doing wonderful things. We also have Nike Davis Okundaya. She's popularly known as Nike Texai. She's involved in batik design, and also she's a good painter. And from history, we learned how she got this skill from her great-grandmother. And over the years, she has passed it from generation to generation. She has empowered a lot of people, especially in the rural area. The empowered rural women in the male-dominated industry. She has provided means of livelihood and also helped to preserve our Nigerian culture. We also have Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. The Honorable Minister mentioned her also. She's a Nigerian novelist. I think we all know her. A public speaker. She has impacted in African literature and also global discourse on culture, gender issues, and identity. We have Lisa Folawiyo, who is also a fashion designer. In cultural creative, she has done a lot. She blends traditional West African attire, Ankara, like what I'm wearing. This is called Ankara. She blends it with beadwork and all hand produced in our local shops in Nigeria. She has also collaborated with international organizations like Esmond in Paris and Wazobia Academy in Nigeria. Now we'll go to the role of digital platform and technology in cultural creative industry. It cannot be overemphasized. I just said how I saw this dress on social media, and I was able to get it all the way from Nigeria. That is the power of social media. It has helped to improve goods. Goods now, you don't need to travel. You can exhibit your work here in Germany, and somebody in the US, somebody in the UK will see it, and your business keeps growing. That's what we're talking about. It will help in keeping appropriate record and history. These days, people don't keep any file. You document everything. If you're using iPhone, you're using iPad, you put everything on iCloud. And so even if your phone is stolen, you can actually transfer, and that is it. Digitalization makes it real and extensible to large audience. You don't need to travel, just as I said. You present your work, and it's appealing to the global world. But we have also policy, framework, and institutional support that is available to women entrepreneurs, both at the local level and the international level. In Nigeria, we have the Federal Ministry of Art and Culture that help, especially in this our industry, the media, the fashion design. We have the Copyright Commission and the host of others. And for the EU, African Union role, they have played, yes, I must say they have played some role in cultural creative industries. They have recognized how significant it is to be impactful both in our economic and social development. Key policies have been made. We have the African Continental Free Trade Area. They have their headquarters in Ghana. This initiative, they seek to remove trade barriers. A lot of trade barriers. Some people, we had a speaker who was talking about how there are a lot of barriers just to bring in goods, so many bureaucracy, and that's what we're talking about. This initiative, they help to remove trade barriers and encourage free flow of goods and services, among others. We have the European Union and the UNESCO. They have launched laudable policies and initiatives to promote cultural creative industries globally. We have the Creative Europe 2021 to 2022 program, 2027 program. We have the ACP EU Cultural Program. We have the Asberg program of artists and cultural professionals, and we also have the Women Entrepreneurship for Africa program, among others. So these are policies that have been set in place to help our cultural creative. But as I always say, we need more. Creative industries for sustainable future. We know that sustainable development means meeting the present need without compromising ability for future generation to meet their own needs. Whatever we do is not just for now. We want our children to be able to come and see, preserve our culture. Our culture cannot go into extinct. No, it must be preserved. It must move from generation to generation. Some of these roles played by cultural creative in sustainability include job creation and revenue generation. That's SDG Goal 8. We have cultural preservation, sustainable development Goal 11, among others. Environmental sustainability, for example, cost of materials, textiles, something like this, they are locally sourced and they are recycled, reducing the need for synthetic material that can harm the environment. So what are we talking about? Things that you can recycle. A lot of harm is being done to the environment, and that does not help sustainability. So how do we use this material, these local materials, recycle them and use them to produce more goods? And that is what we're talking about. If the person in the rural area can produce this, but she needs to be seen, digitalization, how they can produce this and it's being seen globally. We have some challenges. Cultural beliefs, barrier and religious beliefs. Some cultures, they believe that women are homekeepers and they are not high-profile entrepreneurs. They cannot hold some certain position, but days are gone. Women are doing good things. I have 3 masters. I do my PhD. I'm in the military. I have 3 children. I'm a public speaker. I do a lot. So women can do a whole lot. So the religious belief that they say women cannot, that their place is in the kitchen. I think that has gone. So even if you're a woman, you can do a whole lot of things. Lack of awareness. Thank you. Lack of awareness. A lot of women, especially in the rural area, they are not aware that what they are producing, those little things, the crafts, the textile, some of them are not aware that their products can actually go globally. So that's a challenge. Lack of necessary infrastructure, unreliable electricity. When you produce something, you need the machine. And when you don't have reliable electricity, how do you produce large quantity? Funding is very key. We need funding. We need people to partner. Funding, limited access to finance. When you don't have money, you cannot do much. I was able to empower, and I have a foundation. It's been on for more than 8 years. I empower women, both in Congo, in Nigeria. I've empowered over 500 women. It's finance, it's money. We need money to do this. And that's what we're talking about. That is also a challenge. Illiteracy. Inadequate quality education could also be a barrier. Years back, my mom, she retired from the Ministry of Education. She started a business, and we used to tell her, you have to leverage on technology. You have to know how to do transfer, how to connect with social media. And she said, no, I'll go to the bank. I said, it's not every time you go to the bank, you need to. So she had to learn it. And now she can be in Germany, she can be in the UK, and she's transacting her business, and she's very happy. But that's just one out of how many? Some women are not well educated, and so they cannot really do much because education is key, no matter what. When you have education, every other thing rests on it. We also have the problem of digital platform and technology. This is a barrier. When you are producing something in that place, that little place where you are, if nobody is seeing what you're doing, then you cannot gain global recognition. But with the era of social media, with the era of digitalization, whatever you produce here can be seen. The speaker in the morning talked about his cocoa, his coffee. He's making it back there in Africa, but it's going everywhere. And that's it, digitalization. We also have problem of piracy and copyright issues. People in the media, fashion design, they always complain how that their goods have been copyrighted. This is a problem. This is a challenge. Now, what are the recommendations? Expand access to finance for women in cultural creative industries. The Nigerian government is doing so well, but we need partners. We need more partners. The AU and development partners need to prioritize access to finance, including loans and grants for especially women in the cultural and creative sector of the economy. Money is good. We all need money. And for things to work very well, we need money. Some people don't know where to channel their money to. If you don't know, channel it to Nigeria. We have women that are doing wonderful things. And so we can utilize it very well. Also, invest in digital skills and infrastructure. As I said, I had to tell my mom to learn So she can be in my house and she's transacting. I'm like, Mom, you're happy now. You can. She said, yes. Social media is very good. I can do my goods. I said, you see. So you see how that we need to invest in digital skills and infrastructure to enable women to benefit from globalization. Stakeholders must prioritize digital literacy, training, and improve internet access, particularly in the rural and underdeserved areas. Also, strengthen intellectual property protection. We have the Nigerian Copyright Commission doing very well, although more needs to be done. They should enforce the 2022 Copyright Act and conduct awareness campaign to protect the rights of creators, especially women in the film, fashion industry, and the literature. Ignorance is not a good thing. Some people don't know that they have some laws that protect them. And so awareness needs to be done. People need to know what laws protect whatever I'm doing. Also, encourage regional and international engagement collaboration. The African Union, the EU, the UNESCO should provide knowledge exchange, co-production and mobility programs for women in the cultural and creative sector to enhance African cultural heritage. And that's what we're doing here. This program, I'm very happy this program has been set up year in after for us to come together, meeting of the mind. How do we share knowledge? How do we collaborate? How do we impact? So you don't just come here to take coffee. No, you think of what you're going to do back in your country. Think of how you're going to collaborate, how you're going to have knowledge. That is it. Also encourage regional, as I said, regional participation. The African Union, the EU, we need to partner. Nigeria is rich, so much, rich in so much. We need partners. People partner, get this material, and it's a win-win. We are happy back in Nigeria. You're also happy here, and that everybody's happy and smiling, and that is the way it goes. In conclusion, empowering Nigerian women through cultural industries is a powerful way to drive economic growth, preserve cultural heritage, and promote social change. By providing access to resources, training, and financial support, we can unlock the potential of women entrepreneurs in the cultural industry. As we move forward, it is essential to prioritize initiatives that promote innovation, creativity, and inclusivity, ensuring that Nigerian women continue to thrive in the cultural industry and beyond. Thanks for your rapt attention.